Okay, I think were we here? Did we do this? Yeah, we
Yeah.
did this.
Oh, actually, I don't think you did that one.
No, I think I did. We're talking about Ahab here. Talking about Ahab
Yeah,
and
you
how
did.
his sins were similar to the Amorite sin.
Yep, that was it.
All right, and now we go to the destruction of the Amorite. In the book of Joshua, chapter 10, it mentions pretty narrates pretty details how the kings, the five kings of the Amorites were slaughtered. I think they were what's now the Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, heard that Joshua had captured Ai and put it under the ban, and had done to that city and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king. And that inhabitants of Gibeon had made their peace with Israel and remaining among them. There was great fear abroad, because Gibeon was a great city, like one of the royal cities, greater even than Ai, and all its men were warriors. So Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent to Hoham, king of Hebron, Hiram, king of Jarmuth, Japhia, king of Lachish, and Debir, king of Eglon, with this message: "Come, help me attack Gibeon, for it has made peace with Joshua and the Israelites." The five Amorite kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon gathered all their forces and marched against Gibeon to make war on it. Okay, so the Amorite kings were on the attack. They're attacking the Israelites. Thereupon, the Gibeonites sent an appeal to Joshua to his camp at Gilgal. "Do not abandon your servant. Come up here quickly and save us. Help us, because all the Amorite kings of the mountain countries have joined together against us."
Okay. Now, Gilgal. Do you know anything about that? Because that sticks out to me.
No, I didn't research much into that. What? Tell me. What?
Um, I can't like the name. I know I've heard it before, so I was hoping maybe you knew it
Well,
because
this is probably where the five Amorite kings got destroyed.
yeah, it could have been Gilgal.
Yeah.
That's a big part in the Old Testament too. It's where they cut their thumbs off.
Yeah. So continuing, Joshua 10.
Okay.
So Joshua marched up to Gilgal, and his army and all his warriors. The Lord said to Joshua, "Do not fear them, for I have delivered them unto your power. Not one of them will be able to withstand." So these five Amorites, the Amorite kingdoms were powerful, right? And we have here five Amorite kings banding together to go against the Israelites, right? Because this is like in the David and Goliath story all over. And so they should have smoked the Israelites right then. But so this is why the God tried to comfort Joshua and his people. So after an all-night march from Gilgal, Joshua made a surprise attack upon them, and the Lord threw them into disorder before Israel. The Israelites inflicted a great slaughter on them at Gibeon and pursued them down the Hebron, the Beth Horon slope, attacking them as far as Azekah and Makkedah. While they fled before Israel along the descent of Beth Horon, the Lord hurled great stones from the heaven. So there was this from heaven above them all the way to Azekah, killing men. More died from these hailstones than Israelite killed with the sword. It was then, when the Lord delivered up the Amorites to the Israelites, that Joshua prayed to the Lord and said, in the presence of Israel, so Joshua said, sun, stand still at Gibeon, moon in the valley of Aijalon. The sun stood still, the moon stayed, while the nation took vengeance on its. Continuing. The 5 kings who had fled hid in the cave of Makkedah. When Joshua was told, 5 kings has been found hiding in the cave of Makkedah, he said, roll large stones to the mouth of the cave, post guard over, but do not remain there yourselves. Pursue your enemies and harry them in the rear. Do not allow them to reach their cities, for the Lord your God hath delivered them into your power. Once Joshua and the Israelites had finally inflicted the last blows in this very great slaughter, the survivors had escaped from them into the fortified city. All the armies returned to Joshua in the camp at Makkedah in victory. No one uttered a sound against us. Then Joshua said, open the mouth of the cave, bring me those 5 kings from the cave. And they did so, brought out to him from the cave 5 kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon. When they brought the 5 kings out to Joshua, he summoned all the armies of Israel and said to the commanders of the soldiers who had marched with him, come forward and put your feet on the necks of these kings. And they came forward and put their feet upon their necks. And Joshua said to them, do not be afraid or dismayed, be firm and steadfast. This is what the Lord will do to all enemies against whom you fight. Thereupon Joshua struck and killed the king, and hanged them on 5 trees, where they remained hanging until evening.
Yeah, it's interesting. They said 5 trees there. I've heard also mention like 5 thumbs. You know,
They hang the thumbs?
it was they got their 5 thumbs cut off and they were sent back. It wasn't this one because these guys were killed, but
Yeah.
there was another confrontation where instead of killing them, they cut their thumbs off and sent them back to their lands. So
Were they also the Amorites?
no, I don't think they were.
Maybe something else.
But
Okay.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking whenever you were saying that. It was, or before you
Yeah.
got to this part, that's what I was thinking this was, but it's not.
Okay. Well, I think that is all I read, at least to the end of the Amorite. I think after this time, after this, there were no signs of the Amorite in history after that. But
So
was-
with what's his face, Hammurabi, with his
Oh, yeah.
thing. What's your take on that with the Assyrians? Because like he made the claim that he was the one that finally defeated the Amorites and desecrated their kingdom and everything. And
Hammurabi?
yeah.
I've read vaguely on Hammurabi. I thought that was the code.
Yeah, it was in the code. He was
Was
the code. Code of Hammurabi. He mentions defeating the Amorites, and he ended up having them march to their death, according to what he says. So,
Hey, can we go through? You have the source of that?
oh God, it's in the tablets. Just the code of, just write the Code of Hammurabi, or the Amorites Code of Hammurabi. The Amorite ruler Hammurabi, crowned king of Babylon. Well, yeah. See,
But he was an Amorite though.
yeah,
So how did he destroy his own people?
that's interesting. The Assyrians,
Yeah.
I know, was the ones who defeated him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was both
So,
an avid
he's a king.
warrior and shrewd administrator who honored the tradition of
Sumer,
Akkad
Akkad.
and other.
So, but
lands.
this is from National Geographic. I'm not sure I read that, but it did say he's a Babylonian king.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say it was Assurbanipal who did it. Maybe, I don't know for sure who it was, but they're the ones that I know. The Amorites were the ones who actually were the ones who founded Babylon,
Mm-hmm.
and they also.
So I thought, yeah, I thought that Hammurabi was an Amorite, and that was part of the greatness of their civilizations, where they have this code.
Well, his code was one of the first actual laws that were set down.
Yeah.
Is the legal
Babylonian
text.
legal text. Yeah.
How did he die though? That would be the interesting part. Like his the ending of his life.
Hammurabi. Okay.
Oh,
See.
early scholarship prologue.
All
These are all the laws he had.
theories.
They're focusing more on the laws and everything that he had in there.
The judgment of Hammurabi. Let's get that.